Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway at Ashland Middle School as Medford Post 45 taking on Ashland Post 77. It's a hit over to left field in the air, and it is caught by Ben Thomas for the first out. That was Michael Center, the hitter, and now stepping in the batter's box is, well, we're not sure who it is. We didn't get a chance to get the Medford lineup. They got here very late, and we're going to try to work on getting that for you. But in any case, let's let you know the Ashland Post 77 Diamond. Sean Babineau is the pitcher. He delivers a ball there, 1-1. Sean Jewett, the catcher, at first base. Zach Pessin, Ethan Tominski at second base. Jackson Horning, the shortstop. Dylan O'Leary at third. From left to right, Ben Thomas, Jake Obid, and Jonathan Pessin for Ashland Post 77. Ashland and Medford are both 1-1 on this season. And there is a strikeout, 2 away.
Ben Thomas was busy last night in right field down at Natick Mahan Field. Must have caught 5 or 6 balls, put a hard charge on it, and caught every one of them.
Strike one. 2 outs in the inning. Connor McGovern at the plate. At least we think it's Connor McGovern, according to the official Post 45 roster. Working on getting the lineup. What happened is Medford got here. Medford got here late due to traffic, and they had to start right away. As this is hit in the air, and that'll drop into center field for a base hit. It is a 2-out single for Medford. Medford didn't have a team last year as they were forced to forfeit a number of games due to a lack of players. This year they are back in Zone 5 Legion Baseball. And on top of the late arrival and quick start to this one as the batter is hit, we also had some technical difficulties, so we apologize for that, but we think we have them all straightened out. Of course, it'll be a wait-and-see situation as David Welch will come up to the plate. 2 on, 2 outs for Medford. Sean Babineau from the stretch. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. Ashland lost our first broadcast of the season to Natick. We had that game for you. We were at the beautiful Mahan Field in Natick last night as this one's back to the pitcher. The flip to first, not a problem. 1-3 goes the 5th hitter in the lineup. And after a half inning, it is scoreless. Post 77 coming up for their first time this season on their home field next. Tom Nappy, Larry Sacklat on the call for Ashland Legion Baseball. Todd Carter on camera. As Post 77 coming up on their home field for the first time this season. Jackson Horning, the shortstop, will lead things off. It's a beautiful 80-degree sunny day here at Ashland Middle School as the shortstop steps in. We'll get the Ashland lineup in just a moment. First pitch is low, 1-0. Jackson Horning, the shortstop, batting first. Ronan Bates, the DH, batting second. Lineup and the pitch. That is upstairs. Batting third is Jake Obid, the center fielder. Ben Thomas, the left fielder in the cleanup role. Dylan O'Leary, the third baseman, batting fifth. That one upstairs. Batting sixth, Zach Pessin, the first baseman. Ethan Tominski, the second baseman, batting seventh. Jonathan Pessin, the right fielder, batting eighth. Sean Jewett, the catcher, batting ninth. Sean Babineau is the pitcher. Odd man out of the batting order as there's a strike. Well, we have last names for the visiting Medford post 45, so that's a good sign. As the pitcher, Mahan, awaits the sign and deals, and first batter will draw the walk. That'll bring up Ronan Bates, the DH.
As I mentioned last night, first baseman is holding the runner.
There's a strike to Bates.
With his toe closed. So any ball that might go down the first base side on a pick, he's going to have trouble getting to it.
Checking at first, runner just back safe. Bates steps back in, Mahan working from the stretch. Lined up and the pitch. This is hit in the air to left field. That'll drop in for a hit. Horning coming around second to throw to third is in time. A great throw from the left fielder, and they get the out.
Horning has great wheels. Thought he could take advantage of the left fielder, but he was certainly out.
I'm calling that a base hit for Bates, but just a tough break for Horning, trying to reach third as Obid will take one for the team, and he will have a free pass to first base. It's now 2 on with 1 out.
I think there's a bird of prey out there in left field. Hopefully it doesn't take advantage of the Medford left fielder.
Ben Thomas stepping in, the left fielder. Takes that one inside, 1-0. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Mahan set to deal. Upstairs.
First baseman playing behind the runner now, not holding him on.
Well, it's always tough for these Boston area teams to come here to places like Ashland, especially with all the traffic there is in that area. And of course, 5:45 start time scheduled for this game right during rush hour, because that was ball 3. And if your team's running late, like Medford today, you're not really going to get to have infield, outfield, so really no warm-up for Medford. They just got enough players and had to get started right away. 3-1 count. That is hit in the air, foul. And prior to the game, the general manager of Ashland Post 77, Richard Powell, holding a moment of silence for that terrible incident in Washington, D.C. that occurred today. Both runners leading off of the base. Mahan deals, and that one is going to be ball 4.
Looks like the Ashland players are not too anxious to go into the woods to chase that foul ball. I understand there's poison ivy in there, so I might agree.
Bases loaded for Dylan O'Leary. 1 out. Big opportunity to get things started early for Ashland, as that one's inside. And you wonder how much Mahan got to warm up before this game. That one's fouled away, 1-1.
First and third on the corners are playing in. They'll go to the plate, and they're double plate depth, second and a shortstop.
All runners leading off the bags. Breaking pitch upstairs. 2-1. Swinging strike there.
Dylan's got good power, and he's got that prototypical uppercut swing most lefties have.
And a good eye there. That'll fill up the count. We got to see Dylan O'Leary pitch a little bit against Natick. Line up and the pitch. Hit in the air over to right field, arranging over, making the catch for the second out, but runner from third is tagging, and he will score. And it's a 1-0 lead for post 77. A sacrifice RBI for O'Leary. Obid is up to third, Thomas to second. 2 on, 2 outs. Zach Pessin to the plate.
Last night's starter threw very well. Tired a little bit. Holliston High School.
Runner from first taking off. The throw up. There will be none. Welsh, the catcher, held on to it. And that is a stolen bag there.
Welsh makes a small target back behind the plate.
Wind up and the pitch. Up the left side. Drop by the third baseman. Picks it up. Throw to first is going to get away. Run scores. And now the lead runner is going to move up to third. 2-0 post 77 on the error. Thomas up to third. And Pessin will reach. That'll bring up Ethan Tominski, the second baseman.
Thomas on third, getting a good lead. Get a little further.
There's a strike. Ethan Tominski out of Ashland High School. There's strike 2. Runner from first taking off. The throw up is not going to reach the mark.
Well, that was a called play, so you saw the second baseman cut the ball off from the catcher, hoping that Ben Thomas would be straying down the third base line. But he held.
Wind up and the pitch upstairs. Mahan deals. Down low.
Thomas now getting a better lead down the third base line, equal distance from where the third baseman is.
Set the deal to Tominski. Fouled away into the backstop.
Very difficult for a catcher to hit a moving target if the third baseman wants to cover the third base bag.
Tominski only played in 3 games during the high school season, as this is hit in the air over to right field, and it will be caught for the third and final out of the first inning. But post 77 does plate a pair, and it is 2-0 as we head to the second inning. This is Ashland Legion Baseball on WACA-TV in Ashland and HCAM Television in Hopkinton. Third baseman Falkenberg stepping in for Medford to face Sean Babineau. We'll recap the top of the first inning as first pitch of the second is a strike. It was a fly out, a strikeout, a single, and then the batter was hit by a pitch and then a ground out. So no harm done. Against Ashland, at least. Post 77 came up with 2 runs. Pair of errors helped Ashland get a little rally going, as that one is going to be ball 2. Got away from the catcher, Sean Jouette.
Babineau has a little bit of gas. He's only 5'10", 145, but it really doesn't matter. Your size, it's all about mechanics in terms of mile per hour.
Line up and the pitch. Hit in the air, a high fly ball over to center field. Battling the sun, but making the catch is Jake Obid. 1 away.
I don't think Babineau waits 10 seconds to throw his next pitch. So he likes to work quick. We'll see what happens should he have any base runners.
Line up and the pitch. This is the DH. He lays down a bunt, left side, and O'Leary could not come up with it. So he will reach. That was a tough ball to grab, try to pick it up with his glove, and that was really the only chance he had at making the throw across in time. Good speed coming down the line. As the catcher now, Welsh, steps in. 1 out, 1 on. There's a strike.
We wait and see how Babineau's move is over to first base.
Runner leading off of first. Check in. Almost got him in time. Sean Babineau at Ashland High School. Swinging strike. Did not pitch during the high school season. He deals that one upstairs.
Nice play by Jewett, getting out of his crouch and climbing the ladder to grab that pitch.
Oh, and actually, Sean Babineau graduated last year, so he was actually playing college ball this past year. So that would explain why he didn't pitch for the high school team. And almost got the pickoff there, just sliding back in time.
Snap throw over to the first baseman, Pessin.
That one's filed away over the backstop. A 2016 graduate of Ashland High School is Sean Babineau. Can play multiple positions. And he will play multiple positions throughout this Legion season as the throw down. Just shy, but it is a strikeout, 2 away. And that'll bring up the 9th hitter in the lineup for post 45. As the right fielder, Payne, will step into the box. Check in at first. They got the runner picked off. Throw up to second. They got him. Nice job by Babineau, and post 77. They get out of the inning, and we will head to the bottom of the second. Ashland leading Medford 2-0. Bottom of the second inning, post 77 coming back up to the plate, leading 2-0. 8, 9, and 1 due up. Jonathan Pessin, the right fielder, Sean Jewett, the catcher, and Jackson Horning, the shortstop. As Pessin, the right fielder, steps in. Mahan, the pitcher, set the deal. Pessin at a Holliston high. That one inside. He will be a junior next year. Wind up and the pitch. And that is a called strike, 1-1.
Pessin sort of jackknife out of the box there. He thought the ball was going to hit him, but it must have got the inside part of the plate.
Swinging strike. Pessin played in 5 games during the high school season and hit a .333. Only had 3 at-bats, however. As this is hit in the air to right field, a high fly ball, and it is caught by Payne for the first out. I'll bring up Sean Jewett, the catcher. Jewett also out of Holliston, and he will be a junior next season. Wind up and the pitch, upstairs. Jewett also did not get a whole lot of playing time at Holliston, so we'll get some good experience with post 77 this summer. Only played in 2 games and had a pair of at-bats. 1-1 is the count.
There isn't really any comparison between Mahan's fastball versus Babineau's.
That one upstairs.
Again, it's probably due to some mechanical issue because he's certainly tall enough.
He deals, and this is hit in the air. High fly ball to left field. Could be trouble. And arranging over, making the basket catch is Fargo for the second out. was pretty good defensive play there by Fargo.
Had to go a long way to get to that ball. But this kid, Honing, is worth the price of admission, even though it's a free admission here.
Horning at Ashland High School takes strike one.
Got good speed, slick glove.
1-1.
Nice bat.
Played in 20 games during the regular season. Hit a .419. There's a strike. A little high in my opinion.
I agree with you.
17 RBIs for Horning and 27 runs scored. That one low, 2-2.
I think the umpire is going to call knees to letters, so regardless of how small that catcher is, if he has to reach up a little bit to get a ball, the umpire is looking at the letters.
Hits this one into right field and foul. Got some power under that one, but he'll have to go back up to the plate. Count remains 2-2. Shall Horning reach? Ronan Bates due up next.
I got a really good feeling that some college scouts will be looking at Jackson Horning next year.
It's that one foul towards a group of fans over there along the right field sideline. Hitter calls time. We'll step out of the box, take a moment. Horning had a .500 on base percentage as well during the high school season. Pretty impressive. That one upstairs. Full count now.
Well, Han's having trouble establishing that curveball. He's going to need it. He can't just throw fastballs all night.
He deals. Swinging strike, he got him. And that is the third out of the second inning. We will head to the top of the third. Ashland 2, Medford nothing. This is Ashland Legion Baseball on WACA-TV in Ashland or HCAM Television in Hopkinton. Top of the third inning, 9-1-2 due up for Medford. As the right fielder will step in to face Sean Babineau. 2-0 Ashland. They're held scoreless in the bottom of the second as there's a strike. Swing strike there. Some pretty good velocity on that one.
Babineau took 8 seconds between the first pitch and the second pitch. Umpires like that. Work fast.
Absolutely, and he is working at quite the rapid pace. 1-2. Upstairs. That'll even out the count.
Never mind the 20 seconds they get in the minor leagues.
And this is hit up the right side, right to Pessin at first base for the easy out, one away. That'll bring up Albert, the center fielder.
We got to be a little heads up here for a check swing.
Strike one.
I'll save you though, Tom.
It's good to know, Larry. Good to know I can count on you.
Just add another 0 to my paycheck.
That's fouled away. 0-2.
I went under the visitors' bleachers down here at Ashland Middle School.
And this is up the left side, foul. Count remains 0-2. Of course, we're right along the third base side here. Upstairs, 1-2. We're in the nice shady area here of the diamond. All the sun on the right side as this one is hit up the right side to the second baseman who drops it. Still tries to flick it to first, and he did not get it there in time. And that was a pretty good attempt, though, by Tominski.
We'll have to score that E4. I know I'm pretty generous with my scoring, but
I agree with you there. I think you got to give him the error on that one. But if he came up with that play, that would have turned into a heck of a defensive play. Runner leading off of first, 1 on, 1 out. There's a strike.
runner on first is making some awkward hand movements, trying to spook Babineau, but he's too experienced to fall for that.
And now he's going to go back, and the ball gets away, and the runner will get a free pass to second. And that was nearly a pickoff, but the throw made Peston bring his glove right into the runner.
I don't know how many innings Peston has logged over at first base. We'll just watch his footwork the next time a runner is on first base and he's holding the runner on.
Welsh, the first baseman, ready to continue this at bat.
Big lead from the Medford player.
As this is hit in the air over to left center, could be trouble, and it's caught.
Ben Thomas is an outstanding outfielder. Played right last night. He's playing left field tonight.
Yeah, and I believe that was Obid who ended up coming up with that, or was it Thomas?
It was Thomas.
All right. But they both crossed paths, but a nice catch as Mahan, the pitcher, will step in with 2 outs and a runner on second.
We'll see what Babineau does in terms of his move to second. How many head? Looks like he's going with 1.
And this is hit high in the air over to shallow right field and caught. Good catch by Peston. And I think one thing you could say about this Ashland defense is they got pretty good outfielding, as they made some impressive plays over the last couple of innings. We will head to the bottom of the third. Ashland leading Medford 2-0. Bottom of the third inning, 2, 3, and 4 due up for post 77. Ronan Bates, Jake Obid, and Ben Thomas, DH, center fielder, and left fielder. Hoping to get the rally started against Mahan. They all had pretty good success against Mahan in the first inning. Bates hit a single, Obid was hit by a pitch, Thomas walked. So we'll see what they do here. There is warm-up action in the Ashland bullpen area. Samir Sharma getting loose just in case. That one low, 1-0.
Bates a really good-looking player. I don't know where he's going to school next year, but he anchored third base for Ashland High this year.
That one upstairs, 2-0.
Red Sox and Phillies getting underway at 7:05 tonight.
That is hit in the air above us, into the woods, and foul, 2-1. Bates hit a .343 and played all 20 games during the regular season. Scored 20 runs and drove in 9. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. 2-2. Bates had a .429 on base percentage, and he will go down swinging here. 1 away, Jake Obid stepping in. It's the second strikeout of the evening by Mahan. Set to deliver. There's a strike. Called strike. Leg lift and the pitch. Hit in the air over to right field, and making the catch is Payne, 2 away. Ben Thomas will step in, the left fielder. He walked and stole a base in the first inning. It seems that Mahan has settled down a little bit since that first inning. There's a strike.
That might be his first or second curveball he's got for a called strike.
Leg lift and the pitch. Upstairs it goes, 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. And this one is hit in the air, foul territory and out of play, 1-2. That one going above us into the woods. Wind up and the pitch. This is crushed over to center field towards the wall, and it's caught near the warning track by Albert for the third out of the inning. To the fourth we go. It's 2-0 Ashland. This is Ashland Legion Baseball on WACA-TV in Ashland or HCAM in Hopkinton. Top of the fourth inning, a new pitcher for Ashland post 77. Samir Sharma out of Deerfield Academy coming into the game to take over. He is going to be a senior next year over at Deerfield. He's taking over for Sean Babineau, who pitched a solid 3 innings. But they wanted to get Sharma some experience, and he's in the game to start off this fourth inning. Wind up and the pitch, that one upstairs.
I remember Samir from the Tondorf tournament in Medway when he was 9, 10, 11 years old, all-star.
There's a strike to the shortstop, Steckel, 1-1.
Certainly a lot taller than he was back then, and his hose is filled with gas.
Upstairs, 2-1. Leg lift and the pitch. This is hit in the air, right side, foul and out of play. 2-2.
Medford's not scurrying out of their dugout to get that ball.
This one is foul up the right side as well.
The umpire may insist upon it now.
Two and two.
Couple of eggs out there that were foul balls hit the right side.
Full count pitch. And there's the walk. Steckel with the leadoff walk.
What do they get for eggs these days? About $7.50 each?
Something like that. That'll bring up David Welch. Runner leading off of first. That one upstairs.
Samir trying to get his release point where he wants it.
Wind up and the pitch. Down low. 2-0. Well, you wonder why the early pitching change after 3 successful innings from Babineau. Perhaps it's a pitch count. Or perhaps to get Sharma some experience. That one upstairs. Time called, and Sean Jewett will come out and talk to Samir. Try to settle him down a bit.
Looks like he's in between a slide step and a full step to the plate. Maybe he's a little concerned with the runner on first base.
He deals. Bunt pulled back. And the walk is drawn. Second straight walk. Now bring up Falkenberg, the third baseman. Both runners leading off. Upstairs it goes.
Looks like he didn't check the runner at second base, so he is going with a slide step.
There's a strike, 1-1.
Runner on second's getting a big lead.
That one outside, 2-1.
Dylan O'Leary keeping an eye on him. Because if he takes off, he's going to cover the bag.
That one is inside, and Jewett went towards first base but held on. 3-1 count. There's action in the Ashland bullpen area. As Tom Ringy from Halston starts to get loose. That one a called strike. Falkenberg thought he had the walk, but the count is now full. Wind up and the pitch. And this is up the middle. A little bloop shot, gloved by the shortstop. Throw to first, and they get one out, but both runners advance. 6-3 for Falkenberg, but the job well done as now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. I'll bring up the 7th hitter in the lineup for post 45.
Ashland coaching staff are telling the infielders to play in on the grass, cut off any run at the plate. Let's see whether Medford has the contact play on.
Wind up in the pitch. There's a strike. 1-1. That one grabbing the inside corner, 1-2.
Looked like that was right under his armpits.
Pitch to the left fielder, a swinging strike there. Fargo at the plate. Set to deal. And this is a liner into center field. It'll drop in. 1 run is in. A 2nd run being waved around as it rolls past Obid and Pessin. And we have a tie game. A 2 RBI base hit. And it's 2-2. Fargo over on second base.
Samir might have to tamp down his velocity and work on location.
And I'll bring up Welsh, the catcher. And this is up the middle, and that'll get into left field. And the lead runner held up. It puts runners on the corners with still 1 out.
Dylan O'Leary was in a perfect spot for the cut. He played all 20 games this year for the Hopkins and Hillers, so he's used to that.
Payne will step in for Medford. That one inside. And this is up the left side, and it will bounce off of the glove of Thomas. Lead run will score. It is 3-2, Medford. Well, that is a tough call. You give the single or the error there, but I don't know.
I'm going to give him a single on that. It was a hard hit ball.
Yeah, I think so as well. Just landed in the exact right spot. There's a strike to the leadoff hitter.
One of the things that these kids can do at this level is hit the fastball. It's the breaking ball they have a tough time with.
That one low, 2-1.
Doesn't look like Samir is getting a full stride on push off of the mound. He's going with a slide stepping.
Still 2 on. 3-1 count now. 1 out. 3 runs already in for Medford. As this is hit foul out of play, I'll fill up the count.
All pitchers, majority of their energy is in that back hip.
And this is hit in a foul territory and out of play.
A little rule of thumb the pitching coaches say is get down the mound as long as you are tall.
That one is low, and the throw up the line to third is not in time. He did get the strikeout, so there is 2 away, but both base runners move up. So now you have 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
Coach is asking what the home plate umpire saw, but it's a judgment call.
Yeah, Coach Johnson not a fan of that call. That'll bring up Welch, the first baseman. There's a strike.
Catcher making a little noise down there at third base, trying to get into Samir's head.
That one outside. One and one. 2 and 1.
Jewett trying to frame that pitch for Samir. Didn't get the call.
Upstairs, 3 and 1 count.
You might want to get forces at every base. That ball wasn't even close to being a strike.
Swinging strike there. That'll fill up the count. As this is hit into right field, but foul. Count remains full.
Looks like Dylan O'Leary's dad went and shagged that ball.
That one tipped foul.
Good battle with Samir.
Wind up and the pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Backtracking and making the catch is Jonathan Pessin for the 3rd and final out of the top of the 4th, but Medford has taken the lead. 3 runs in the inning, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. It is 3-2, Medford leading Ashland. Bottom of the 4th inning, 5, 6, and 7 due up for post 77. Dylan O'Leary, the 3rd baseman, to start things off against Mahan, who, since giving up 2 runs in the 1st inning, has really settled down. He's pitching a pretty good ball game so far. That one upstairs. One 0 pitch. Swinging strike. The 1-1. That one outside, 2 and 1.
He's listed on the roster as 6 feet, but I gotta believe he's taller than that.
Swinging strike there.
On below that by him.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch. As this is hit foul out of play. O'Leary, Zach Pessin, and Ethan Tominski due up. And that is hit in the air to left field. That'll drop in for a leadoff base hit. So O'Leary having a pretty good day. Had a sacrifice fly out for an RBI in the 1st, now a single. Zach Pessin will step in, the first baseman.
Dylan not a threat to steal by any means. But he is a smart base runner, though.
There's a strike. Mahan from the stretch. Dylan leading off of first. This is hit in the air, a high fly ball over to left field, and it is caught. Fargo making the catch, 1 away. Runner stays put at first. Ethan Tominski to the plate.
Dylan played that one halfway on the bases, just in case of a drop.
Tominski takes that one up high.
I don't think Mahan has picked over to first base yet. I may be wrong on that.
Wind up and the pitch. Inside. Two and oh. That one's fouled away. The 2-1. And this is hit in the air, and to center it goes. And that is another base hit for post 77. O'Leary up to second. A 1-out single for Tominski. Now we'll bring up Jonathan Pessin.
Nice to see Mahan fielding his position. He was set up between third base and home plate. Case of an overthrow.
Pessin steps in. Both runners leading. That one outside. Swinging strike, 1-1.
Now it's a pitcher's pitch. That looks like a big watermelon coming in.
Blows it by him there, 1-2.
Dylan O'Leary getting a huge lead off second base.
Mahan from the stretch. Upstairs. That one up high. 3-2 now as Pessin battles back to a full count.
Runners have to hold just in case of a line drive.
And that one gets away.
No.
The hitter going to take off, and that'll load up the bases.
First base was occupied.
Oh, that was a strikeout, so he's out. 2 away. I thought he might have had the walk there. But O'Leary does move up to third. Tominski up to second. Sean Jewett up to the plate. Catcher will step in. Upstairs, 1-0. Wind up and the pitch. As this is hit in the air over to right field and caught. And that will wrap up the 4th inning. It is 3-2 as we head to the 5th. Top half of the 5th inning, the 3rd pitcher of the game for Ashland post 77, Tim Ringy, into the game. He's out of Holliston High School, and he did get a good amount of pitching experience in the high school season. Had 6 mound appearances, a 4.14 ERA, 1 win, 3 losses. Does not have a stat for games started, but I believe he did get a couple of starts as well as a couple of relief appearances as Mahan, the starter on the mound for Medford, at bat, 1-0.
Tim has a nice stride length to the plate. Quite a bit different than Samir's.
As this is hit in the air over to center field, and it was Thomas ranging in from left to try to make the catch. No one got to it. Good piece of hitting by Mahan, and slipped it right in the gap for the single. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter. As the shortstop Steckel steps in. Runner leading off of first, that one low. 1-0. Rengie deals. Called strike, 1-1. Nice drop on that breaking pitch. Wind up and the pitch. That one low. Takes a look over at the runner at first and now deals. And the throw down the line, runner back safe.
A little risky picking over the first base. Misses that, he could be standing at third base, the runner.
3-1 pitch. Up the third base side. Slow roller on the infield grass. Grabbed by the third baseman. Throw to first is not in time. It looks like the throw dragged the first baseman away from the bag a little bit, but that is such a difficult play to make. And that will be a single for Steckel. Mahan up to second, and that'll bring up Fargo to the plate.
Heads up play by Jackson, covering third base, not abandoning a base.
Left fielder fouls that one away.
While O'Leary tried to field that ball, he came off, charged it, and Jackson covered the third base bag that was unoccupied.
Two pretty uncommon hits so far this inning for Medford. They'll take them. Couldn't get the call on that one.
Dylan O'Leary playing even with the bag.
Wind up and the pitch. That one's fouled away. Two and one is the count. He deals. Up the middle it goes, and it is dropped by the shortstop. Everyone's safe.
He called him out. He got that ball back into his bare hand and touched the bag.
Oh, he did get him. Nice play there by Horning.
That's why the college guys will be looking at him. That's a heads-up baseball play.
So Fargo reaches on the force out. Wind up and the pitch. That one low.
Ringy looking like he went with a slide step there, trying to be quick to the plate. Runner's getting a fairly decent lead over there at first base.
Up the left side, past O'Leary, and one run is in. An RBI single for Falkenberg, the third baseman. Mahan comes around to score, and it's now 4-2 Medford. That'll bring up Maloney. Both runners leading. That one outside, 1-0.
Dylan O'Leary taking a look out of his peripheral vision to see if that runner from second is going to go.
Ringy deals a strike there, 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. Outside. Leg lift and the pitch. Down low. Now 3-1. And there's the walk. Bases loaded, 1 out. And we'll have time called. Some words of encouragement from Jewett, as Welch will step in, the catcher. Fargo over at third. Falkenberg at second, as there's strike one, and Maloney at first. 0-1 to Welch. Shade now covering the entire field of play. And this is a little bloop shot back to the pitcher, the throw home, and they get the force out at the plate. Good heads-up baseball there by Ringy. So a 1-2 force out there. I'll bring up the right fielder, Payne. That one's fouled away. Wind up and the pitch. There's a called strike.
Nice breaking pitch.
1 run already in for Medford in this inning. A chance to get out of it here. Now 1 low, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Outside.
Nice stop by Jewett.
Set to deal. That one fouled into the backstop. And now the 2-2 pitch. And this is lined into left field. That'll drop in for a hit. 1 run is in. And that is all Medford will get, but they'll take it. They now lead 5-2, an RBI single for Payne. So it's now Maloney at third and Welsh at second. And of course Payne at first as Tim Albert takes ball 1. Leg lift and the pitch. That one's fouled away, 1-1. Medford 1 batter away from batting around. There is 2 outs in the inning. Swinging strike there, 1-2. Tim Rangi will be a senior next year for Holliston, as this is hit up the right side and the throw over to first, no problem. 4-3 for the out. But Medford does score a pair of runs and now lead 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. It's Ashland Legion Baseball on WACA-TV in Ashland or HCAM in Hopkinton. Bottom of the 5th inning, stepping in is Jackson Horning, the shortstop. Some work to do. 4 post 77, trailing 5-2. Mahan's still out there. 1-0 count now to Horning. There's a strike.
Ashland needs to start chipping away at the Medford lead.
Set to deliver. That one low, 2-1. Top of the order for post 77. Horning, Bates, and Obid due up. There's this called strike. 2-2. Set to deliver. That one's fouled away.
Way away. That's on that AstroTurf field, multi-purpose.
Yeah, interrupted a soccer practice going on over there.
Hey, what are you doing?
And this is up the middle. Takes a couple hops on the grass, bobbled by the shortstop. Horning will reach safely. An awkward ball to field. I'm giving him a single.
That's a single.
Ronan Bates will step in.
Teammates were ribbing him this afternoon because he had a many hairs cut.
That one low, 1-0. Runner leading off of first. That one upstairs. Well, if post 77's going to rally, this is the part of the order that'll do it. More than likely. 3-0.
Nobody warming up for Medford.
And
So they're going to ride Mahan, it looks like.
They only have 2 players on the bench. There's a strike, 3-1. They brought a squad of 11 for this evening's game. That one fouled away into the backstop, full count.
He went after that pitch from Mahan. I don't think they'll be taking many chances on the bases. Horning has good speed, but they can't afford to make outs.
Time called. Bates ready now. Runner leading off of first. Up the middle, right back to the pitcher. He's going to throw to second, and he'll get one. He does get the lead runner. So Bates will reach on the force out.
He needed every inch of his height there to get that ball. That was ticketed for right up the middle.
1 on, 1 out. Jake Obid steps in. And that hit him. Second time today, Obid's been hit. Bates up to second, Obid to first. The cleanup hitter, Ben Thomas, to the plate. Thomas out of Holliston, set to be a senior next year.
He's hitting fourth for a reason.
And he will crush this ball over to left field, and that'll get by the left fielder. Fargo, lead runner, is going to be waved around. Here comes Ronan Bates, and it's a 5-3 ball game. An RBI base hit for Thomas. Absolutely tattooed that ball. Obid up to third. Thomas over at second.
That ball was almost out.
And we'll bring up Dylan O'Leary, another dangerous hitter.
Looks like they're bringing in the right side of the infield.
There's a strike.
Leaving the left side alone, so the first baseman and second baseman will go home if there's a contact play.
That one turns the hitter away, 1-1. Wind up and the pitch to the lefty, and this one is hit in the air, foul territory, and it is caught just in front of us by the shortstop, and there's 2 away. Third baseman, excuse me, Stokel actually moved over to third. And I'll bring up Zach Pessin. Good eye there. 1-0.
Pass ball or wild pitch will play to run. And hit by pitch.
So Pessin will take first. And that'll load up the bases with 2 outs. Ethan Tominski steps in. Ben Thomas, who drove in the run for Ashland, hit a .344 for Holliston during the high school season. As the coach for Post 45 will come out and talk to his pitcher. Thomas also scored 15 runs, drove in 17. As Ryan Kozel, the coach, talking to Mahan, trying to settle him down, and you wonder what the leash is with Mahan, and if Medford has any other pitchers available, as they only have a squad of 11 today.
They may have a pitcher that's playing defense right now. We're not sure. Nobody in the bullpen. Oh, 2 out.
Well, they're going to see if he can get out of this 2-out jam. There's a called strike. I don't like that one.
Neither did the Ashland dugout.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Another strike there.
Might want to step out, call time, do something to disrupt his rhythm.
And he will hit this in the air over to right field, tracking it down, not able to get there is Payne. 1 run in, a 2nd run being waved around, and the lead runner behind him will be held up at 3rd. But guess what? We are tied at 5. A 2 RBI base hit by Ethan Tominski, who stands over at first base. Obid and Thomas score, Pessin up to 3rd. And that is just what Ashland needed, as Jonathan Pessin was due up, but we have a pinch hitter. It's Brad Seymour, who I believe is also going to take over in right field. Seymour is out of Holliston. And he'll take strike 1.
I don't know how experienced Mahan is on the mound because he was not backing up home plate, and the Pessin, if he decided to run for it.
Seymour hits that one foul. Brad Seymour hit a .275 in 17 games played this season for Holliston. Had a pretty good year. Drove in 10 runs, or scored 10 runs, drove in 5. Both runners are leading, and now the runner from first taking off, trying to intentionally get caught in the jam, and now the runner from third going to try to score. He's tagged out. They tried some base running trickery. It doesn't pay off. The runner gets tagged out, but Ashland does tie the game up as they play 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. It is 5-5 as we head to the 6th. Top half of the 6th inning. It is now a 5-5 ball game as Ashland responds on the bottom of the 5th, plating 3 runs. They've made some changes in the outfield. Ben Thomas moves from left to right. Brad Seymour takes over in center, and Jake Obid moves over from center to left. As the first baseman, Harry Welsh, steps in to face the pitcher, Tim Ringy, in his 2nd inning of work. And he will hit this one up the middle, gloved by the second baseman, throw to first, no problem. 4-3 on that one.
I don't know what the Medford coach is going to say about the hitter peeling off before he even gets halfway down the bag or halfway down the baseline, but should always be running hard and through the bag regardless of what happens.
Mahan steps in. It'll be interesting to see if Mahan stays in the game as the pitcher after struggling last inning. That one low, 1-0. Wind up and the pitch. 2-0. It's 2, 3, and 4 up this inning for Medford. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away, 2-1. Tim Ringy now online, or now has a chance to get the win here if Ashland can pull ahead. The score now tied at 5. Wind up and the pitch. And that is foul. 2-2.
I'm really enjoying watching Tim Ringy pitch.
The Holliston native set to deliver. And this is up the middle, slow roller left side, gloved by the third baseman. The throw is high, and it'll get away. And that'll be an automatic free base for Mahan. I don't know why he threw that one, but
Good hustle by Jewett to trail the runner. It was off to the home plate side of first base. He might have got that overthrow.
I'll bring up Steckel, the shortstop. 1 on, 1 out. There is warm-up action for Medford as this one's up the middle, glove by the shortstop. The throw to third, and they will get the lead runner. He wasn't ready for that one. And what a play that was by the shortstop. Mahan not happy about that. They get the second out, and Steckel reaches on the 6-5 out.
That was a really hard slide, and I got to wonder whether Dylan O'Leary got spiked over there.
Obviously some frustration from Mahan. And he certainly was not ready for that one. He was looking in the other direction at first base and did not see it coming. As Fargo takes ball 1, 1-0. Nice play by Horning. Runner leading off of first. That one outside.
Tim Ringy has yet to pick over.
2-0 pitch. Hit in the air, foul, and at a play, 2-1. I think if Tim Ringy keeps throwing like this, you'll see him on that mound a good amount this season. Swinging strike, blazes it by him, 2-2. Tom Nappy, Larry Sacklad on the call for Ashland Legion Baseball, airing on WACA-TV in Ashland and HCAM Television in Hopkinton. Wind up and the pitch. And that is foul tipped, I believe. And the count will remain 2-2.
That get your catcher or that get the umpire?
I thought it got the catcher. Ringy set the deal. Just low, full count.
Tried to snap off a breaking pitch there.
Runner on first, 2 outs. Fouled away. Good battle here between Fargo and Ringy.
Ringy went upstairs with that last pitch.
Wind up and the pitch. That one's fought off as well. Into the woods it goes. I don't know if anyone's getting to that one.
They seem to have a spotter's network out there. Point to where those foul balls go. Runner taking off.
And that one called low. The walk has been drawn. much to the dismay of Jewett.
And the Ashland coaching staff didn't like that one bit. Thought they had Fargo rung up.
I'll bring up Blackner. Came into the game to play third base. That one is low, 1-0. Two on, 2 outs. Ringy deals. 2-0. Wind up and the pitch. There's a called strike.
Nice pitch by Ringy. He's got to make these Medford hitters earn their way on as opposed to free passes.
As this is up the middle off of Ringy, and it is gloved by the shortstop. He'll have no play. Bases loaded. They're going to check on Ringy. He took some contact from that one. The umpire's going to come out, make sure he's okay.
He's got a half smile going.
And it seems to be okay. Coach Johnson also going to check up on him. Due up next is Maloney.
They may give him a few warm-up pitches.
Right. Yeah, I think he took it off the shin, if I'm not mistaken. Seems to be okay.
I think that's what they're going to do.
Bases will be loaded for Medford. They'll give Ringy a couple of warm-ups, make sure he's all right. The umpire will observe. Some back and forth discussion with the umpire, and Ringy just saying, I'm good to go, let's go. Five to 5 is the score, but Medford has the bases loaded. There is 2 outs, however. Wind up and the pitch. That one's fought off, 0-1.
He was late on that swing. Ringy showing some nice velocity.
Yeah, he has some good stuff. Wide array of breaking pitches as well. Set to deal. There's a called strike, 0-2.
He poured that one right down Broadway. No attempt to swing at that.
Well, Maloney had the 2 RBI double in the 4th, which helped Medford pull ahead. That one's fouled away. It's 3-2 after the top half of the 4th, and then Medford added another 2 on the top of the 5th. But Post 77 responded in the bottom of the inning with 3 runs of their own to tie it up at 5. Wind up and the pitch. And this is lined up the middle, and it is going to be grabbed by the shortstop, but it'll have no play, and a run will score. 6-5, Medford, an RBI single for Maloney, who's having a great day at the plate.
Great play by Horning, going to his left. Snagged that ball in the backhand and threw to O'Leary. Put the tag on the runner, and hopefully the runner picked his foot up.
Welsh now at the plate. And he will hit this one in the air to right center, and it is caught by the center fielder Brad Seymour for the 3rd out of the inning, but Medford does get the go-ahead run. It is 6-5, Medford leading Ashland as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning, 8-9-1, due up for Post 77. A new pitcher on the mound for Medford. The center fielder Albert moves in to take over for Mahan as Brad Seymour steps in and takes one up high, 1-0.
It's going to take him more than 8 warm-up pitches to find himself a rhythm.
Yeah, Medford with a short squad today, so they didn't have too much time to warm up someone, but he was warming up for a little bit last inning. 2-0 now the count.
Falls behind 2-0.
Set to deliver. There's a called strike. Brad Seymour hit a 275 over at Holliston High and was at bat before last inning ended, as that one's upstairs, as Ashland tried a nice pickoff move, which they pretty much get the runner in first, intentionally picked off, get him in a pickle so the runner from third could try to score. It worked against Natick, but did not work this evening, and that's what ended the inning after Ashland drove in 3 runs to tie the game at 5 at the time. It's now 6-5 Medford, as that one is a called strike. Starting pitcher Mahan is still in the game at first base. Go ahead, Larry.
Well, this guy throws straight over the top.
That one's fought off. Count remains full.
Got some pretty good velocity. Haven't seen a breaking pitch from him yet.
Welsh is the new center fielder for Medford. Full count pitch. And it is going to be a walk. Seymour winning that battle. And that'll bring up Sean Jewett, the catcher.
I don't think the Medford fans were happy with that call, but we broadcast for the home team. That was a ball.
I agree. Here's a bunt up the third base side. The throw to first is in time. Seymour is pushed up to second. So nice bunt by Jewett down the line.
Top of the order now.
Yep, Horning stepping in. This is exactly what Coach Johnson in post 77 wanted. Top of the order with a runner in scoring position. Horning stepping in. He's 1 for 2 today. Walked and singled. And struck out. There's strike 1. Ronan Bates, the DH, due up next. Runner leading off of second, the leg lift and the pitch. Inside, 1-1.
As you mentioned earlier, he had over 400 for Ashland High. Some contact here, through a hole, hit a gap, scored a run.
That one inside, 2-1. Horning hit a 419 to be exact. Be a junior next season. And we'll line this one into center. That'll drop down for a hit. Runner being waved around third. Seymour is going to score the game-tying run. It's 6-6. An RBI single for Horning. And that'll bring up Ronan Bates with 1 on and 1 out.
Albert doesn't seem like a stranger to the pitcher's mound. He was right where he should have been on that throw that was coming to the plate. He was right there to back up a errant throw.
Runner leading off of first. Bates takes that one high, 1-0.
Jackson better not stray too far off first base.
Inside. The 2-0 pitch. Turns him away. Little chin music there. 3-0.
Nice. Ronan Bates has a little sense of humor. He showed a smile to his teammates.
Well, you can see that Albert aiming for that inside corner. And the walk is drawn.
Go ahead, run now at second base.
Yep. I'll bring up Jake Obid. There was a big opportunity here, and Obid has been hit by a pitch twice today. And both times he was hit, he scored a run. It was in the first and in the fifth. As the Medford coach going to come out and talk to his pitcher.
Well, Coach Johnson is having a conversation with Obid. You've got speed on the bases. I'm wondering if they want to put on a double steal here.
Yep, runners on first and second, and the umpire going to hurry these conversations up because there's no lights at this ballpark. You don't have a lot of time to work with as we approach 8 o'clock already. This game was scheduled for a 5:45 start. Medford got stuck in some brutal Boston traffic. Got here a little bit late, approximately 6:10, 6:15 this game got started. Obid awaits the pitch. Hit in the air, a high fly ball. Is it catchable? No. And there's been a number of occasions where you've had situations where a team got stuck in traffic, showed up late, and the game had to end an inning early. Of course, with a great game like this that has gone back and forth the whole way, you just hope they could get the whole thing in. Both runners leading the 0-1 pitch. Hit in the air over to right field, and it is going to push the fielder back. He will make the catch for the second out of the inning. The runner from second will tag, and he will head to third. It's runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
Nice to see Albert again fielding his position, backing up third base for the throw.
Ben Thomas will step in. He's having a pretty good day.
He's the man you want up in this situation. I don't know whether they're going to send the runner from first and try that shimmy play down at third base.
Both runners leading. Thomas hit a double and scored a run last inning. That one upstairs. Wind up and the pitch. Swinging strike. 1-1.
The old adage, once burned, twice shy. Maybe the Ashland's attitude here.
Set the deal upstairs. 2-1 to Thomas. Due up next is Dylan O'Leary. Shall Thomas reach? That one's fouled away.
Lefty-lefty matchup here.
2-2. Runner taking a big lead off of first, and that one is up high. And the runner will just steal over to second. I almost think he thought that was a walk, but steals uncontested. So Bates now at second.
We'll give him a defensive indifference, I think, on that one. There he goes.
And that one gets away. Runner from third, Horning going to score. And post 77 has taken the lead. It's 7-6 as Thomas will get the free pass to first.
Maybe a little taller catcher would get that ball, but that was really a high pitch.
Bates up to third, Thomas to first. The run is in. Dylan O'Leary to the plate. That means next inning, Medford will be down to their final 3 outs. Swinging strike.
Be nice to see O'Leary barrel up the ball.
Trying to add some insurance here. That one upstairs, running from first, takes off on the high pitch. Thomas taking advantage of the situation. Easily gets the stolen base.
Shortstop wasn't even covering the bag. He ran into the inside of the infield grass.
The 1-1 is fouled away. Hopkinton Hiller. Dylan O'Leary hoping to add some insurance here as the lefty steps back in the box. Play a big part of on the Hillers team next season. That one's fouled away. Count remains 1-2. Should play a pretty big part on this team this season. Hit in the air over to left center, and it is going to drop into the fielder's glove for the final out of the inning. But Ashland post 77 has taken the lead. They plate 2 runs, and it is now Ashland 7, Medford 6. We head to the top of the 7th, post 45 down to their final 3 outs. Top of the 7th inning, Medford down to their final 3 outs as Ashland now has the 7-6 lead. 9-1-2 due up for post 45. And it's Tim Ringy to close it out. It's a bunt on the first pitch, picked up by Ringy. Throw to first, no problem. 1-3 goes Payne, and that'll bring up Albert, the center fielder.
Nice play by the pitcher. What you want to do if you're a pitcher or catcher and you have a ball rolling like that is to push it in the ground a little, stop the spin, and then throw it.
Ringy is now in line for the win as well. Should he close this one out? 0-1 on the leadoff hitter, Tim Albert. Fouled away. 0-2.
It's an air of confidence on Ringy right now.
Set to deliver. Breaking pitch up high.
I think that got away from him a little bit.
Wind up and the pitch. Swinging strike, 2 away. Down to their final out. Eric Welsh, first baseman, steps to the plate.
Coach Johnson's got the spray chart. He knows where this batter likes to go.
Breaking pitch outside, 1-0. Hit in the air over to left field, and that'll drop in for a base hit. Just in front of Obid. And it's a 2-out single. So the tying run on base, and now Mahan will step in.
Are they going to let the base runner go, or are they going to try and pick over?
He will pick over. Get him back to that bag.
His feet have to clear the rubber. It's going to be a balk.
Hit in the air, a high fly ball over to right field. Raging over to make the catch is Thomas, and that will do it. Ashland post 77 has gotten a wild win here this evening. The final score 7-6 over Medford, and that was a great team win by post 77. A job well done. We'll take a quick timeout, come back and wrap this game up It's Ashland Legion Baseball on WACA and HCAM. Ashland post 77 gets the job done. It was a wild one, to say the least. Ashland took a 2-0 lead on the bottom of the first inning. A sacrifice RBI by Dylan O'Leary helped that happen. And then a good response by Medford in the fourth. They scored 3 runs of their own. And then Medford scored another 2 in the fifth. They led 5-2 at that point. Ashland responds on the bottom of the fifth with 3 runs of their own. An RBI double by Ben Thomas and a 2 RBI single by Ethan Tominski. And that made the game 5-5. Medford scores one on the top of the sixth to retake the lead 6-5. And then Ashland retakes the lead on the bottom of the sixth as they plate 2 runs and make it a 7-6 ball game. A very wild game here this evening at Ashland Middle School. Medford scores 6 runs on 12 hits, commits 2 errors. Ashland scores 7 runs on 7 hits and commits 2 errors. The winning pitcher is Tim Ringy. He was the 3rd pitcher of the game for Ashland. He gets the win here this evening. The losing pitcher is Tim Welsh. He came in relief for Medford. A pretty long game here, and a game that really had a little bit of everything, and it was certainly a whole lot of fun. The final score for the final time, Ashland post 77 improves to 2-1 on the season, while Medford falls to 1-2 as Ashland defeats Medford by a final score of 7-6. For my broadcast partner, Larry Sacklad, and our cameraman, Todd Carter, I am Tom Nappy. We thank you for watching this presentation of Ashland Legion Baseball on WACA-TV in Ashland and HCAM Television in Hopkinton. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon.